Be it miracles or unbelievable moments that tend to happen are often left undocumented until they're not. Join with us today to get to see times when cameras were at the right place and at the right time. In a busy cafe, people stood in line waiting for their turn. Among them was a woman who seemed completely normal until something shocking happened. Her legs suddenly bent backward, almost as if she had no bones at all. The sight left people frozen in disbelief. Was this real? Later, the truth came out. She had a condition called being double jointed, meaning her joints were more flexible than usual. It was completely natural, but for those who saw it happen, it must have been the shock of their lives. Ripple Hill Portal. At a lakeside, a tourist casually tossed a stone into the water, but instead of ripples spreading across the lake, they appeared above, on the rocky hill nearby. It was as if the stone had triggered something hidden. It could be a portal, a secret gateway that only opens when disturbed. The idea felt straight out of a legend, like Alibaba and the 40 Thieves. Who knows if the tourists had stayed longer, they would have uncovered a passage, untouched for years.
Oh, bro.
That's fucked.
Wow.
Gravity-defying man. A clip went viral online, and for good reason. It showed a man standing on a metal pole by the roadside. He was bent forward at an impossible angle and still didn't fall. No support, no tricks, just standing there like gravity didn't exist for him. People couldn't believe their eyes. Some said it was a hidden power, while others thought it was witchcraft. How was he doing it? No one had an answer, but the sight left everyone in shock. Maybe it was something beyond human understanding. Silver light catch. A fisherman spent the whole day without a single catch, but as evening approached, his luck changed. He pulled up something unbelievable, a long, shiny fish that seemed to reflect light like a piece of silver. It looked almost magical, unlike anything he had ever seen before. The fish shimmered in the fading sunlight, giving off an electrifying impression. Later, he learned it was a cutlass fish, known for its glowing appearance. It wasn't just any catch, it was a rare and fascinating one. After an empty day at sea, this find made it all worth it. Floating Baltic ships. Ships at sea. Sounds normal, right? But these weren't in the water, they were floating in the air. Yes, you heard that right. 4 massive ships hovering above the Baltic Sea near Gdansk, Poland on April 18th, 2021. The sight looked unreal, almost like a hidden world had revealed itself for a moment. It might be a glimpse of something beyond human understanding, while others thought it could be a mirage caused by light bending over the water. Whatever the reason, those who saw it would never forget the strange and incredible moment. Sinking road phenomenon. A rain in China sparked heated debates among people, and for a good reason. After the flood, an odd thing happened on the road. The surface began sinking, the sand eroded, and the rock beneath looked like it had been pierced. It seemed as if something was about to emerge from the ground. Some thought it could be an underground world revealing itself, while others thought it might be the result of acid rain. Experts are currently studying the phenomenon to find the real cause. Until then, stay tuned for more updates on this bizarre event. Fiery desert portal. In the vast desert, an Arab traveler came across a large, round hole in the sand with fire blazing inside. There was no sign of fuel or wind, yet the fire burned fiercely. He looked around, puzzled. Could it be the heat playing tricks on his eyes, or was something more mysterious at work? Some believe it was a gateway to the underworld, a remnant of ancient rituals now flickering as a sign of restless spirits. Whatever it was, the fire mysteriously vanished on its own after a while. Not a single trace of it remained. Night sky spectacle. The sky over the United States suddenly turned into a spectacle. Witnesses saw countless mysterious lights moving at incredible speed, almost like a coordinated light show, but it wasn't a thunderstorm. This was something else. The lights streaked across the night sky, too many to count. They looked like UFOs, appearing in such great numbers for a reason. They were to overtake or occupy Earth had the time come. So soon. But the question is, are we ready to confront them? Shape-shifting starling flock. After months of chasing birds around Loaf NL, a YouTuber finally captured an unbelievable view. A strange black shape hovered over the lake, shifting and stretching until it took the form of a giant bird. But as they watched closely, they realized it was a massive flock of starlings moving together, creating the illusion. What started as a spooky moment turned into a breathtaking display of nature's artistry. The video became so famous that it even made the front cover of the Irish Times, forever capturing this rare and mesmerizing sight.
That's a bird. That looked like a bird.
Water walker legend. Beachgoers were enjoying the view when one of them noticed something dark moving far out in the water. At first, he thought it was some kind of sea creature, but when he zoomed in with his camera, he froze in shock. It was a figure, human-like, walking on the water without sinking. Even stranger, it was pulling something, possibly a fishing pole. Maybe it was a skilled fisherman, trained in some unknown technique. But later, he found out that many had seen the same eerie figure before. Rumors spread that it was a vengeful spirit appearing as a human to lure travelers. When people get too close, the figure vanishes into mist and the sea claims another victim. Roadside duck ritual. Traffic in the USA came to a sudden break, but not because of a traffic light. Cars were moving as usual when, out of nowhere, a group of ducks appeared. But instead of just crossing the road, they started moving in circles around one car. Not once, not twice, but 5 times. The drivers watched in confusion as the ducks kept circling, as if drawn to something. Maybe that car had some kind of supernatural energy pulling them in, or perhaps there was another unseen force at play. Whatever the reason, it left everyone stunned. Helicopter and smoke. A local witnessed a strange sight, a helicopter hovering in the sky, releasing a thick black smoke into the air. It looked eerie, almost as if a dark presence was about to emerge, like something straight out of a horror movie, but no one could say for sure what it was. Some believed it was just ashes, while others thought it could be part of an air quality test, releasing harmless dye or chemicals to track wind patterns and pollution. Another possibility? A large-scale mosquito repellent covering wide areas in seconds. What's your take on this? Bridge sky visitor.
Acabou de pousar aqui disco voador do lado da Golden Gate.
Beachgoers near the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco Bay saw something they never expected. A giant round craft emerging from the water. Half of it remained submerged, while the other half hovered just above the surface, covered in shifting blue lights. Suddenly, the lights turned yellowish red. It looked like a UFO, and the water beneath it seemed like a portal to outer space. Or maybe a secret underwater base hidden from the world.
Esse negócio aqui, agora ao vivo e a cores diretamente.
Sand boil mystery. In the Gaza desert, visitors were walking around in the vast emptiness. But then, right at one spot, the sand started boiling, bubbling like something was stirring beneath, and just as suddenly, it stopped. A sight like that doesn't just happen for no reason. Some say it could be a sign of something unnatural buried deep below. Legends talk about ancient desert guardians resting under the dunes for centuries. When disturbed, their movements send ripples through the sand, warning anyone who gets too close. Falling desert sands. Waterfalls are breathtaking, but this is something else. In the middle of a vast desert, an Arab recorded a sight no one had seen before. A sand waterfall. Imagine sand flowing down like water, cascading smoothly over the edge of a dune. He captured the moment and shared it online, and people couldn't believe their eyes. A waterfall made of sand, moving as if guided by something unseen. No storms, no winds, just an incredible sight that left everyone stunned. Pipeline's sudden burst. In a village, everything seemed normal, until it wasn't. Without warning, white smoke started rising from the ground. Then, the earth beneath began to crack, breaking apart as dust filled the air. For a moment, it felt like a disaster was about to strike. But thankfully, it wasn't a natural disaster. It turned out to be a Daikon pipeline blasting, part of an Atlas pipeline operation. Though the sight was shocking, safety measures were in place, and no one was harmed. Soon actions were taken to control the situation, and life returned to normal. A moment of panic, but thankfully, no real trouble. Moving bead chain. In a hilly area, a visitor witnessed something incredible. A bowl of beads was still, but suddenly the beads started moving, linking together, forming a flowing chain. It looked as if an invisible force was pulling them, creating a fountain-like effect. For a moment, it felt like magic, as if someone unseen was controlling it. But the truth was even more fascinating. This was the chain fountain effect caused by tension and momentum. As the chain fell, each link pulled the next one upward before gravity took over, creating a mesmerizing display. Simple physics, yet a sight that felt almost unreal. Frozen sky plane. A passenger was filming the scenic views from an airplane window when he caught a sight that didn't feel real. Another airplane hovered above the sea, but it wasn't moving. It just stayed there, frozen in the air as if time had stopped. It looked like someone had hit pause on reality itself. How could this be possible? Seemed like a glitch in the Matrix. The passenger kept recording because, without proof, no one would ever believe what he saw. The video quickly spread online, leaving everyone questioning if reality was as stable as they once thought. Descending cloud mystery.
What the fuck is that?
A local was glancing out when he noticed a strange sight in the sky. At first it seemed like just a small white cloud, nothing unusual, but then it moved, alone, slowly descending toward a building's roof. It didn't drift with the wind like other clouds. Instead, it lowered itself with purpose, almost like it had a mind of its own. That's when a chilling thought crossed his mind. Could it be a UFO cloaked as a cloud? Some believe advanced crafts can disguise themselves this way, spying on humans without being detected. If that was true, then who or what was watching from above?
What?
Fiery rock gap.
There's a fire inside the rocks.
Hikers were prepared to climb a rocky hill when they noticed a strange thing, a gap in the rock, and inside, a fiery red glow. It looked like fire was burning deep within, but there was no sign of smoke or any source of flames. For a moment, they thought they had found a portal to hell, but after a closer look, they realized it could be magma, the molten rock found in volcanoes. A rare sight, but one that left them with chills.
Inside the rocks. Dude, those rocks are glowing red.
Split sky wonder. At a busy port, visitors looked up and saw something that made them stare in awe. The sky was split into two completely different scenes. One side was glowing with clouds, almost mystical, while the other remained a clear blue, just like any normal day. It was strange yet beautiful, like a glimpse into another world. Some thought it was just a rare weather phenomenon, while others believed it was a sign, maybe even a message from above. Frozen black bird.
Just floating in there. No strings, no nothing.
A mystery unfolded in Surrey when a man captured something odd. A black object hovered above the electricity wires, completely still. At first he thought it was a kite or a drone, but it wasn't moving. When he looked closer, he realized it was a bird. But why wasn't it flying? He walked to the other side to check, but it remained frozen in place. It felt like some kind of witchcraft, like a spell had been cast on it. A strange feeling washed over him, and sensing an unseen force, he decided to leave. Breathing stone mystery. At an ancient rocky site, an explorer expected to find hidden treasures, but he found something even stranger. He placed a spoon between the rocks, and to his shock, it moved on its own. It looked like the rocks were breathing, or maybe something unseen was lurking inside. To test it, he placed another spoon, and the same thing happened. Confused yet intrigued, he recorded everything and uploaded it online. People quickly speculated it could be due to hidden frequencies or vibrations affecting the metal, or maybe an old spirit living there.
They cause the danger now, for the counter for not, so as not.
Fire cloud illusion. Fire in the sky. That's what a fire brigade worker thought when he spotted a strange reddish-orange glow in the clouds. It looked like flames burning high above, stuck in one place. The eerie sight left him confused, but later, the truth came out. The Cleveland Fire Brigade in England confirmed it was caused by a gas release from an industrial site. The gas created a fiery effect but quickly disappeared into the air. Officials assured that it wasn't harmful. Spinning wooden spoon. At a local circus, people witnessed something unbelievable. A wooden spatula inside a pot was moving in circles all by itself. No one was touching it, yet it kept spinning. A man standing above sprinkled white powder over it, and the movement continued. It seemed like some kind of magic, or maybe even spirits at play. Some believed the powder had special properties, while others thought the person was doing some sort of magic. Whatever caused it, the sight left the crowd amazed and a little uneasy. The truth behind it remained unknown, but it was probably one of the strangest things they had ever seen. Moving circle patterns. What started as an ordinary day turned into a mystery when residents saw a strange circular ring, like patterns appearing everywhere. On the ground, walls, and even grass. The oddest part was that they were moving. It seemed almost magical. Some thought it was connected to the eclipse, while others believed it could be linked to ancient rituals. Maybe these rings were symbols left behind by celestial forces, marking places where forgotten rituals once took place. Could there be more to this mystery than meets the eye? Smoking snow tree. A man was walking through the forest after fresh snowfall when he noticed something strange. A tree was smoking. There were no signs of fire, and the snow around it was untouched. Even more bizarre, there was no smell of smoke. It looked like the tree was burning from the inside out in the freezing cold. There could be something hidden beneath the snow, trying to send a signal. Or was this tree a gateway to something far worse? The hiker didn't dare to investigate. Maybe if he had, a portal would have opened, or something far more terrifying could have emerged. Oman's desert lake. Oman became the center of attention after a bizarre video surfaced on April 19th, 2024. It showed something unbelievable. The dry, endless desert had turned into a flowing lake. The sight left people in shock. How could this be possible? Some believed it was linked to pole shifting. A few even saw it as a sign, maybe a warning or message from above. Could it be nature trying to tell us something? The transformation was breathtaking yet mysterious. Levitating forest leaf. Hikers were walking along a wooded path when they came across something that did not make sense to them. A single leaf floating in midair. There was no wind, no storm, nothing that could explain why it wasn't falling. It was just there, as if it had a mind of its own. They believed it was a sign, perhaps a lingering spirit tied to the forest, using the leaf as a silent message. What if it was pointing towards something? Maybe if the hikers had followed it, they would have discovered a hidden cave filled with gold, or something even more mysterious. Grounded cloud mystery. It looked like an ordinary day until a local spotted an unusual sight. A cloud, but not in the sky. It was on the ground, touching the footpath. A smaller part of it floated nearby, drifting along before merging back. It wasn't mist or fog, and the way it moved felt too controlled. The first thought that crossed his mind was that it could be a UFO cloaked as a cloud, silently studying humans. After a while, it is said it slowly rose back into the sky. Maybe it had gathered what it needed, or completed its mission.
Ahí, atrás, man.
Glowing orb phenomenon.
Tak predsa len prišli mimozemšťania?
A recent clip from 2025 caught everyone's attention. It showed a glowing orb suddenly appearing over the city, shining with an intense red light. The orb pulsed, almost like a ball of fire. At one point, a small red piece broke off from it and vanished into the sky. Then, the orb itself started shrinking, getting smaller and smaller until it was about to fade away. Some considered it could be a meteorite, others thought it might be a flare, and of course, there were those who suspected a UFO. After all, strange sightings like this have been reported before. Sardine swirl display. Imagine this. You're by the water, and something unusual catches your eye. That's what happened to one fisherman. A strange, shifting mass moved across the surface, almost like a swirling storm. At first, he didn't understand what was happening, but then it became clear. It was thousands of sardines leaping out of the water in synchronized motion. They were reacting to something below, an unseen force stirring beneath the surface. It might be a predator hunting them, or changes in the environment could be driving them to move. Whatever the reason, it was a breathtaking display highlighting nature's beauty and the raw survival instincts of ocean life. Frozen cat mystery. A homeowner stepped outside and saw something that didn't make sense. A cat stood on two legs holding a water tap. Water was flowing, but the cat, it was completely frozen, like time had stopped for it. For a few seconds, it stayed that way, then suddenly moved again. The sight was beyond strange. The cat could have been under the control of something unseen, or maybe it wasn't a cat at all. Some believe it could have been a shapeshifter or a skinwalker hiding in plain sight. If that's true, then who knows how many more are out there, watching, waiting for the right moment to reveal themselves. Eight-legged donkey. Everyone has seen donkeys, but not like this one. This donkey had 8 legs. Yes, 8. It was spotted crossing the road, leaving everyone shocked. How could that even be possible? It appeared to some sort of birth defect, while others believed it was the result of a strange experiment. Could it have escaped from a nearby lab where scientists were testing things beyond our understanding? The thought alone was unsettling. Now, authorities are searching for answers. Ant spiral phenomenon.
TPT.
At Simon Bolivar University in Venezuela, in 2020, a biologist witnessed a chilling sight, a giant moving ring that seemed alive. At first, it looked like a strange creature, but then he noticed it was made up of countless ants. It was the death spiral of army ants, a rare phenomenon where ants lose their way and start following each other in circles, sometimes until they collapse. A natural glitch, but one that emphasizes just how fragile survival can be, even in the smallest creatures. Frozen blade flight. Visitors looked up at the sky and couldn't believe their eyes. A helicopter was floating above, but something was off. Its wings weren't spinning at all, yet it stayed in the air, slowly descending without any visible force keeping it up. How was that possible? It appeared to be a glitch in reality itself. Maybe it wasn't an ordinary helicopter at all. Some say it came from another world, trapped between 2 dimensions, causing it to defy the laws of physics. Bushes catch fire. Hikers by the lake were startled when the bushes near the water suddenly burst into flames, without any sign of what started it. There were no people, no matches, no lightning, just flames appearing out of nowhere. Before they could even react, the fire vanished as quickly as it had appeared. It made no sense. There might be something beneath the bushes trying to send a signal, or spirits are often trapped in such places, reaching out in mysterious ways. Not wanting to take any risks, the hikers chose to leave before they found out what else might be lurking there. Pillar of light. Tourists were snowboarding through the icy wilderness when they noticed something unusual. A perfect ring-like circle hovered in the air above the snow, its upper side glowing with shifting colors. It looked like a portal, something straight out of a sci-fi movie. The thought crossed their minds. What if stepping inside could transport them to another time, the past, or even the future? But as they got closer, the mystery unfolded. It wasn't supernatural at all. It was a snow sun pillar, a natural phenomenon where ice crystals in the air reflect sunlight, creating an illusion of a glowing ring. A breathtaking sight, yet still magical in its own way. Glowing object in trees. Some boys in New Jersey expected to find ghosts in the trees, but they got something even stranger. Stuck in the branches was a glowing object, circular or oval in shape, with a bright light. It wasn't just reflecting light, it was shining on its own. Its unusual glow and shape gave it an otherworldly feel. Could it be a UFO sending signals to outer space for rescue? If so, maybe help is already on the way. Sphere above waves. Residents stood on their flat's balcony when one of them noticed something motionless in the air, far over the sea. Curious, he zoomed in with his phone, and what he saw left him speechless. A giant black sphere hovered there, perfectly still, not moving an inch. It wasn't drifting, wasn't sinking, just hanging in the sky. A UFO? It sure looked like one. Maybe it was observing humans, studying them for some unknown mission. And the fact that it was right above the water, the sea could itself be the gateway to otherworld. Maybe once its task was done, it would vanish beneath the waves. Ctag desert phenomenon. Tourists exploring the vast Ctag desert found themselves in a bizarre situation. As they reached the peak of a sand dune, something strange happened. Their hair stood on end. It was as if the desert itself had come alive with electricity. They stood there, stunned, unsure of what was happening. After a few minutes, sensing something was off, they quickly descended. When they returned later, the phenomenon was gone. It was later explained that electrified clouds above had caused the eerie effect. But for those who experienced it, the moment felt like something beyond explanation. Frozen quails incident.
Why are they all not moving?
On a farm, a lady worker stepped into the quail cage to feed them. The birds fluttered around as usual until suddenly everything changed. In an instant, every single quail froze in place. Not a single movement. They stood there, completely still, as if time itself had stopped, all except for one, which kept pecking at the ground, unaware of the eerie silence around it. The worker stood frozen too, watching in shock. It felt like an evil spell had been cast over them, and just as suddenly as it happened, it is said later, the quail snapped back to life, moving as if nothing had occurred.
Babies?
Manhole's hidden force. A manhole cover in Denver was moving on its own, bouncing up and down like something was trying to break free from underneath. Locals couldn't believe their eyes. It felt like a spirit was trapped inside, or maybe even a creature lurking below. The mayor brushed it off, saying it was under investigation. Officials claimed it could be because of water pressure in the pipes, but with the way it was moving, that explanation didn't sit right with everyone. Snowy glow path. A video uploaded online quickly became the talk of the town. It showed a mountaineer in the snow stumbling upon a glowing handprint. The strange yellowish light pulsed softly, catching his attention. Curious, he started digging. With each handful of snow removed, the glow intensified. It almost felt like he was uncovering a hidden treasure, maybe even gold. But as the man dug deeper, it started to look more like a path, leading somewhere unknown. Just as the excitement built, the video cut off. Many believe it was a doorway to the heavens. Whether the man reached the source or not remains a mystery. Disneyland man appears. A video from Disneyland has gone viral, and it's not because of the rides. In the middle of a crowded walkway, a man in a red shirt suddenly appeared, out of nowhere. No one saw him walking in, no one noticed him before. 1 second, there was nothing, and the next, he was just there. It looked like he stepped right out of a portal. People have been speculating. Was it a camera glitch, a strange illusion, or something beyond explanation? Disneyland is known as the happiest place on earth, but for those who saw this, it became a place of mystery. A fun day turned into a bizarre moment no one can explain. Open discussion. People witnessed a strange sight as countless gray parachutes suddenly appeared in the sky, drifting down to the ground. There were so many, it felt unreal. No planes, no signs of where they came from, just an endless fall of parachutes. A long-lost cargo drop forgotten by time, or it could have been tied to a secret military experiment from the past. But before anyone could get answers, the video cut off abruptly. What happened next remains unknown. Thank you very much for watching the video. Share in the comments and do like the video and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.